Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan. Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Yeah. Hello. Welcome all to the Detroit Cast. Powered by DealsInTheD.com with Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Hello, Mike.
How are you, my friend?
A little bummed. I had to break a 2 on the way over here today.
You had to break it, too.
Yeah, went to get my $1 coffee, and all I had was a 2
Oh,
on me.
no. You didn't have a card on you? You couldn't credit card it?
All I had was a 2. So I'm a little bit bummed. I'll get over it. It's nice and sunny today, so.
Yeah, it is beautiful out there. Thank God. That would have been a disaster. If you had a gray, overcast day and you had to break it, too.
Turn in a Jefferson.
Why didn't...
I got no cash on me, man.
No, but why didn't the guy in the store just go, I can't do that to you, sir. This one's on us today. You know,
He's a greedy bastard. You know what he was doing. He's like, on break, I'm switching out $2 for that, too.
Oh, hell yes. Wow, I'm shocked he would even let you do that.
I know.
So now do you have just 1, 2, and a 1 left?
I've got a 2 and a 1 in my bag right now.
Wow, that's incredible. That's just, I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Tough way to start the day, but
lose a Jefferson like that?
I'm a pro.
For a coffee?
Life goes on.
You didn't have some quarters in your...
No, I looked everywhere.
Man, I'm sorry. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Hey, everybody, your next call needs to be to Brent Wasik of Wasik Insurance Services. Do you even know if the insurance policies you have are providing the coverages you need at a decent price? For most of us, the answer is no. Call Brent at 734-455-1900. He can review your current policies free of charge and give you recommendations. Wasik Insurance doesn't just push cookie-cutter plans on you either. Give him a call today, 734-455-1900. He might just save you a shit ton of money, that Brent Wasik.
Hey, you didn't happen to bring my other food bag over, did you?
What do you mean?
You brought my food bag with my new food in it for the week.
Did you refrigerate it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. No, I went through and I took my ice packs out and I took all my foods out and I put them in my fridge.
How's your chef treating you, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, dude, that's why I was at. I like dug through the whole bag and everything. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, where are the accoutrements?
Where's the rest of it?
Yeah.
You know, like, what is wrong with this retarded? Is she, honestly, dude, this is I don't want to start anything, but because if she's like really like hardcore on the spectrum or something, I don't want to fucking fault. Like,
no, she's
work with a retarded person. I know what the faults are like. Is she in any way like special?
She's a sharp woman, Mike.
She is. You're sure she's
I'm sure.
not?
I'm
she's
sure.
She's just forgetful or.
Oh, did she forget bread and cheese and bacon?
I'm
and so
going
forth?
through it and it's like, okay, that looks pretty good. I got my ground beef and my broccoli, and then there's some rice thing that's not rice, but it's in there, and then there's this one. And so I'm going through all my stuff, and I'm like...
Yeah, Mike, your fats are going to be like avocado now. Just get used to it.
And cashews?
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with. I don't mind that. And I'll tell you...
You're so fucked. You're so used to fast food, man.
The thing she's making, I'll give her this. Like, she is very, very... As far as I can tell from afar, she's very, very savant-like in that they're scrumptious. I'm not going to lie to you. They are absolutely delicious. However, there's just... It's like... She can count all the toothpicks in the box. You know,
yeah.
She's Rain Manian, but she's just fucking
Everything's
so
very
forgetful.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, I went through this thing and not even a single piece of Texas toast anywhere.
Nary a mayo packet.
Not a one. No, dude. Oh, condiments, forget it. That's why I was like, dude, there's got to be a secondary bag somewhere. Somewhere.
No.
I'm looking at my thing and it's like I've got my stir fry and I got my chicken. Dude, is she, seriously, you're not going to believe this. Like, I'm looking at my chicks and stuff. I don't think she even fried it, dude. I think, like...
Oh, she forgot to fry it.
Can you bake chicken? It looks like she baked chicken, dude.
Possibly grilled it? I don't know.
It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. And then I'm going through, and I'm like, dude, there's not, like... Okay, this was the final straw where I was like, okay, I got to talk to Jay. I don't mean to trash this woman on the air, but, dude, I've got these Mexican dishes, right? They're Mexican. And I'm like, okay, you know, I told you about the sour cream that was missing and the cheese that went missing.
The
and I'm
flour
taking
tortilla?
I'm like, dude, yeah, no flour tortillas. What the fuck's that about? And so I'm digging through it and I'm like, please tell me she did not fucking forget the chips and salsa. Like, who has Mexican dinner
2
without
weeks in
chips
a row?
and salsa?
Shit.
Kind of shit is that?
I'll have to have a talk with her, Mike.
So, dude, please, again, I don't want to... her cooking is fantastic. It's scrumptious.
Mike, if you could couple this with a walk every now and then, just think. Just think.
I've actually lost a few pounds.
Good for you.
Have you noticed? Do I look?
I'm not, but
Will
good for you.
Will you take notice? Will you take stock of my current state? And then,
without embarrassing you, Mike, I will say this: if you would just exercise a little bit and keep eating decent, you'll drop freaking tons of poundage.
I'm trying to eat healthy like crazy, but with this lack of supplies in my food dinners, it's just killing me. It's fucking killing me.
Dude, I would tell you, I do wish I ate healthier, but dude, I'm with you on that. Like, if it came to fajitas and like burgers, I'm not eating those without a bun or without a tortilla. I don't
Dude.
mind the other stuff being healthy.
Okay,
but
remain a sneech.
I don't care.
Remain a
fine.
sneech.
I would be fine with that. I'm not fucking getting rid of my tortillas or my buns for my hamburgers. Not happening.
That's where he draws the line.
Yeah, I'm with E on this one. Dude, she's got this ground beef thing with broccoli in it. And then
great.
this
I need a
rice.
bun.
It's not rice. I don't know what it is. It's like fake rice or something. Probably, I don't know.
Couscous?
Maybe, yeah, whatever that is. Goose. And there's no fucking bun. And I'm with you. It looks like, dude, you put this in a pita wrap, one of those thick pita wraps, or a bun, and it's like, this is amazing. And it's just not there. And so I don't know.
I wonder
dude.
why she does that.
I don't know how much longer I can put up with this, but we're going to have some sort of meeting or something.
Yeah, maybe at some
to
point you
square
could meet
her
your
away.
chef.
I'd like to, man.
Yeah.
I'd like to, because, again, it's very delicious what I've had, but it's just missing some key ingredients. So we're going to need to work on that going forward. I've put it off as long as I can, Jay.
The Oscars, Mike.
I fucking hate these people.
What a delightful night.
I don't know how much longer I can do this to myself, because I just find myself going, yeah, even when they are funny, I go, no, I'm not giving you a laugh there, because I hate you so much. I hate everything about you. I hate everything you stand for. I hate the absurd obnoxiousness of this entire fucking part of the world, and it's something that dominates the
Mike,
media.
unfortunately or fortunately, you live in a country of starfuckers. That is our culture. Our culture is centered around that.
It's just, you can.
It's not going anywhere.
If it's funny though, because when you see the real problems, we can all identify, like, oh, school shootings and this and that, and why does Trump get elected? When you look at all these things that people bitch about, and they can't, I don't know what's going on. People have lost their minds. You can, if you take a step back and view it from afar, you can literally see all the pieces of the puzzle make sense. Oh, that's why that's happening. Oh, yeah, that's why that's happening. And it's a lot of it is the star fucking nature and the media, and like all this shit we deal with leads to all these other things. And it's, I don't want to. The last thing I want to do is sound like some far right, religious guy. We need God more in our lives, and we need family. But dude, there is something to be said
Fuck yes.
for a stable fucking family outlet unit. And
studies show.
and I hate even saying that, because I don't want to sound like one of those guys. I really don't. There's a lot that they believe in that I absolutely don't believe in. But, praising people for, broken families, and I don't need who needs a man? It's like, I don't know. Probably your fucking kid would help. I don't know. Look what's going on in the world. Is it working the way we're doing it? What are we going to do about it? Is it really smart to pay these people in Hollywood mountains of money and let them behave any way they want with almost zero consequences, and then just praise them up and down no matter what, put them on magic pedestals as if there's something special?
It is if you want to win the culture war, Mike. It's the propaganda arm, dude. You'd do it too if that was your side of things and you believed in the things they were pushing. It's a great propaganda arm.
Yeah.
The media and Hollywood.
Well, I think Hollywood is such a fraud, though, because the media people that I know and Hollywood people I've met are not those people that you see at the podium. When you get them off camera, they're very much like you and I. They swear, they tell outrageous, inappropriate jokes and stories. They have awesome stories about 3 ways they've been in and blah, blah, blah. That's what I've noticed.
God bless them.
Right, but they're normal people. But then they get up on this fucking soapbox and try to be holier than thou and very judgy, and it's like, ugh.
It's hard to take, man.
Ryan Seacrest being snubbed on the carpet yesterday. I didn't watch much of this, but I was following Twitter because we were doing the show at the time.
Yeah, I didn't watch any red carpet, but I did watch quite a bit of the show. A lot more than I usually do.
Yeah.
And it was a bit nauseating, I would agree with you. But it wasn't as bad as it could have been, honestly.
Agreed. As much as they tried. The people hosting it, Kimmel and the people that set up the whole event really, really tried to make it.
But they knew they
bad.
could just set the table, and guys like Common would add a spoken word at the beginning of his song that would hit all the issues, the immigration, NRA, Puerto Rico, and the shithole countries. He would handle the heavy lifting, and they knew that,
Yeah.
He just set the table for the thing, and
Well, we're in this really weird war between that side and the rest of the country, and I don't know if that's repairable. Maybe when Trump gets out of office, things will kind of simmer down and go back to normal. But
if you're referring to the culture war, I'm surprised that you're just realizing this, because it has literally been going on for 40 or 50 years.
dude, I feel like I've been encased in something that wasn't paying attention. You saw cracks. It's like a dam. A dam doesn't burst one day. I mean, it does one day after there are cracks and cracks and cracks that weaken it. And I saw those cracks, but you knew about what was going on in the colleges long before I recognized it. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it was a slower burn, maybe, and people didn't like you. You got really on the politically. Oh my God, why do I have to be so politically correct in my speech?
Right,
and that's what really
right.
started to bother you and kind of opened your eyes to a lot of what was going on. But I think it was a slower burn, and then the Trump election was people putting their foot down, middle Americans going, "Fuck this, man! We are headed off a cliff. I don't agree with this. I don't like my choices, but I will vote for him before I will vote for her.
Yeah.
I'm tired of the elitism." And so it's taken on, definitely. Boom, two bulls are just locking horns at this point.
Yeah.
Do bulls lock horns? Rams
do lock horns. Bulls,
I know you have to be careful, because you mess with the bull, you'll get the horns.
I've heard you can get the horns if you mess with them, but I don't know that their horns are necessarily
dude, they
long
lock
enough
'em.
to lock.
Okay.
Like a ram's horns can lock. You can see the intertwining, how they lock. I think bulls are much better at goring than locking.
Yeah.
But
I
I don't
agree
know.
with you.
Yeah. Anyway, I noticed it last night. Like there was a distinct moment when Jimmy Kimmel was doing his thing, and Jimmy Kimmel that whole thing I've said it before. It just saddens me because I know what Jimmy Kimmel was like. I know where Jimmy Kimmel came from. I know how funny he is and how good he is. For him to be orchestrating in this political ring, and maybe it's just survival.
Right.
Maybe it's like I can't hang up there with Colbert if I don't fucking get into this ring and start doing this. I hope, because I don't really think that Kimmel is that type of person, and it bums me out because he was one of the few in Hollywood you could go, he's one of ours. That's one of ours. But when he's out there going, like
Is he sold out, Mike? Has he sold out?
I see, he doesn't strike me as someone that would sell out. Maybe you've just been involved and made so much money, because that's a lot of my
He's
theories,
lost the
too.
eye of the tiger, Mike.
Well, maybe my thought on a lot of them is when you start making that kind of money, you want to keep making that kind of money, and the surest way to not make that kind of money is say anything offensive that someone can tag you for. And so those people are walking on eggshells no matter what. Very few of them, the Scott
Look
Bayos
at-
of the
dude,
world.
Ryan Seacrest. I mean, a month ago, top of the world, right?
Yeah. Well, that's sad on a couple levels because, like I was saying before, my buddy that knows him, I don't know Ryan, but my buddy did, and he heard us talking about it. He was like, dude, I wish I would have known you were going to say that. I would have given you more ammo. Like seeing the way he was around people in general, whether they were women, interns, staff on his shows. Like that dude was on more than a mission, more than anyone I've ever seen. Like he knew coming out of high school where he wanted to go and started to formulate a plan to get there. And he's just not the type of guy that would be like, grab a vagine. Like Ryan was very, very clear on what could fuck that up.
I love how you're calling him Ryan now.
Mr. What was I going to call him?
Seacrest.
Mr. Seacrest.
Fucking Seacrest.
And don't confuse this. I'm not defending Seacrest. He is a dork. Seacrest out. Like I fucking couldn't stand that guy. But if
Dude,
that
him
guy
and
can,
Dunkelman made quite a tandem, though. You have to
Yeah.
admit that.
Ryan Dunkelman is German for "and we're live." That's your cue, everybody.
Where's Dunkelman now?
And so to see Seacrest out there and all these people like he's got the plague, like you know what I mean? He's got something contagious, and I don't believe for a second he's too powerful of a dude in Hollywood now. He runs an empire in Hollywood, and these are his friends, but they know like I just don't want to be seen with him. Like You can't even stand up for your buddy. You're just going to take some word of some chick. It's
part of the game, man.
Fuck that dude. And so it's like Taraji P. Henson I saw was trending bigly, and she was a hero because she talked to Ryan and got in his face and was like, Ryan.
Very passive aggressively.
Oh, dude.
Sure, in his face.
Ryan, the world has a way of figuring out who the good ones are. You know what I mean? And then she pinches his chin. And it was like, oh, really, cunt? So you've just decided now in the court of public opinion that he's guilty, and this is what we can do. Now you're going to touch him, too?
And at the same time, made a name for herself. I had no idea who she was before.
She's kind of a big
Two
deal
birds, one stone, right, Isis?
That's what the saying goes.
Two in the bush.
Yep, sure. All those things.
But there's been this war. When we talk about the war of sides, like Hollywood, there's such a screaming match from the middle America going, no one gives a shit what you have to say. Fucking shut up and act. Shut up and play your guitar, you asshole.
Yeah.
And these people are left going, well, entertainers have always had a voice in politics. It's like, yeah, it was usually Bono or Bruce Springsteen. Not fucking everyone in the room.
It was rare.
It was
wasn't
annoying then, and
Yeah.
it was fucking rare. And now you all do it. You're not original. You're not a voice of a generation. You're just following suit.
Lockstep. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
lockstep.
It's never like a wrinkle off something. Like, hey, I like what you're doing here, but I'm going to put a wrinkle on it, and I think this. No, it's lockstep.
You want to see
It's
a
far
balls
left.
move?
That's it.
A balls move is going up there and going, you know what? I respect all these women. I see your Me Too buttons and your black dresses. But guys, before we just start destroying people, we need to not play this out in the court of public opinion. It will only help your cause if we do this the right way. Like, that's something ballsy. I'm not saying
That's
someone should do it.
Matt Damon-esque, and look at what happened to him, right?
Yeah, you'd be booed off the stage.
He was joked about by Kimmel yesterday for being that guy who was included in a montage, and he had to apologize. Oh, I'm sorry for having Matt Damon in there.
That's because of his ongoing war with Damon, like for 10 years at least.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he ends every show.
Every show.
Oh, no.
Sorry, we ran out of time. We couldn't get to Matt Damon. And so Matt Damon will occasionally like show up on his set like in the background when Ben
Gotcha.
Affleck's a guest, and he'll be like pushing him out of camera view, like they hate each other. So that's what
Speaking
that
of a
comment was
running
about.
gag, he had the jet ski thing going. What'd you think about that?
I was a little insulted by that, to be honest
I
with
was
you, Jay.
I was insulted because I've stayed at Best Westerns before. So I mean, what
Yeah,
does that mean? Is that a
Dude,
joke? I don't understand.
That's exactly where I was going, E.
Elitist bastards.
Yeah, it was. The jet ski was given for the shortest speech, and some guy won it with a 32-second thank you
Some
speech.
costume designer dude or
Right.
something.
And then they threw in the second half of the thing, they go to the announcer. That's right, Jimmy. Also, we're throwing in a trip to Lake Havasu. 3 days and 2 nights and a day's in. And the crowd erupts with laughter.
Yeah.
Right? Why is that funny?
That sounds
Yeah.
sweet. I'd do it in a
I
second.
know.
Fuck yes, you would.
Gab and I would love to get away.
For 3 days and 2 nights and a day's in to go hang out at Lake Havasu with a free jet ski.
I'll
that
go
you
show
won?
my boobs on a pontoon boat.
Dude, of course. But why is that funny to that room? Why is that gut-bustingly funny? The idea that they would show a Days In logo as if 2 days at a Days In.
My God,
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
What a joke.
their continental breakfast only has bagels.
And then them gracing the audience next door in the other theater. Them going over with hot dog guns and all that. Just
Candy.
to connect with the common man.
Just to say thank you for showing up at the movies. I know. There is that weird, like, this is going to make their lives.
Yeah.
Wait till they get to see Gail Gadot walk in the room and Margot Robbie.
I think I only knew
They
Jimmy
might
Kimmel
fake,
and one
guys.
other person, by the way. I think I knew Mark Hamill and Jimmy Kimmel.
I
The other
recognize the
people-
name Army Hammer, but I didn't know who the fuck that was.
Army Hammer is the weirdest thing in the world. Like, usually you go, I
Arm and
recognize that guy, but I don't know his name. Like, I totally know the name Army Hammer.
It's Arm & Hammer baking soda.
Yeah. I have no idea who that guy is.
Right.
I've never seen his face before,
Right.
but I've known that name for years. And I don't think it's just Arm & Hammer. I think I've known the name Army Hammer, and I
Couldn't pick him out of a lineup. I had no idea which one of those guys he was, but apparently he was holding a
Yeah.
hot dog gun.
if Army Hammer walked into the room right now, I would go, I don't recognize that guy, and I have no idea who he is.
Yeah.
I'm
But your
gonna call
name's
the police.
stupid.
It is a stupid name.
Where is he, E? Can we get a picture?
I was just those are his biggest roles. That's what I was, I guess, trying to point out.
Okay, I'd like to
I've
be able
never
to
seen-
pick him out of a lineup if possible.
Yeah.
No, what didn't that just ring hollow though? And I know he was trying to follow up Ellen's thing where she did all the selfies and then brought the Gary, the guy from Chicago, onto the stage
Ruined his life.
last year. Yeah, ruined his life.
Sure.
You know, they're trying to connect with the common man, and it just, dude, I don't know who the fuck that guy is.
Dude, that might as well be you, Jay. I have no fucking clue who that guy is.
Yeah.
He's a pretty guy. Looks like he could be in a movie. I've never seen him in my life. Never. I can go on record and say that. The wall being broken last night, though, to me, was Kimmel going on stage and going, you know, if you have something to say, if you feel that you want to come up here and use your time to reference this movement or that movement that you feel passionate about, like, they've never said that. I don't remember them ever saying. It's always like something they have to answer for later, like, we try to cut them off with time, and we don't encourage that. You know, we really want to stick to the, you know, thanking of who got them there and whatever. This time it was just a blatant, no, fuck it. We'll take the heat because we know the other side will explode if you guys are loud enough.
Yeah.
So feel free. Use this platform. We're not even going to play music for you. Just ramble on about whatever.
Be the propagandist you are hired to be.
Yes. And that to me was like, wow, that's a new low.
Yeah.
That's a new level.
Well, and not surprisingly, I think I read that it's the lowest rated in 20 years or something.
Really?
Yeah. The early numbers are in, and it's like, yeah, this is... And it's in part because of the presentation and the tenor of that, but also the movies. Apparently, it wasn't a good year for movies, and you could trace that perhaps to people going, fuck you, Hollywood.
Yeah.
But also just the lack of quality of movie overall.
There was a real push, and I'm kind of divided on this because, you know, women have been fucked for a long time in society, and
I don't mind the women stuff at all, honestly.
yeah, I know, and it makes sense with your line of work, most of your career. It would make sense that you see more of the trouble.
Not only that, though, is, you know, I'm not bothered by their focus on their internal issues in the industry. I mean, that just shows how fucked up their industry is.
Right.
You know, that this Harvey Weinstein guy apparently was raping every chick in Hollywood. You know, wow, that's incredible. That's sad. That's awful. That ought to change. And to see it play out in the public is just fucking unbelievable, right?
Well,
so I don't mind them, like, taking the stance, but it's when I'm told how to feel about the NRA, immigration, Mexico, etc. It's like, okay, enough. You know, you're not smarter than me. I'm not saying I know everything, but I'm informed.
I'm going to say
these.
you're smarter than 99% of those.
I'm going to make my own decisions on this. I don't need, Jimmy Kimmel or whoever it is, some fucking Army Hammer, to tell me how to
Jennifer
feel.
Lawrence, maybe. I mean, she did drop out
Saw
of
her
middle
butthole.
school, and I liked it. It's the problem I have with it, Jay, is not the movement itself. It's that Hollywood has just, we just unearthed this problem that we had that none of us knew about. Bullshit, for one. You all knew about it. It's a very small incestual group in Hollywood. That it is. It's a very, very small club.
Yeah, for a person who's been in the club like Meryl Streep for decades to go, oh my gosh, I had no idea this was going on. Bullshit.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, now this is all coming out and people actually give a shit. And so when I see people up there going, and they're attacking men, they're attacking men, especially white men. We are, if you're straight white male, you are a fucking piece of shit on this planet right now. You're a scourge of the world. And to most of us, we're just sitting here going, yeah, I don't grab vagines just willy-nilly. I don't just rape women. Most of us know that. There are monsters everywhere. But so I don't need some 26-year-old like Hollywood starlet going, it ends now, men. And they're going to yell at men. It's like, dude, are you talking to the room right now? Because that seems to be where the biggest fucking problem is in your own room and in New York City and in Washington, D.C., where the power players are. Stop sweeping everybody in the country into this. Most of us understand not to fucking treat women like shit. I'm not saying we've done this right, and I'm not saying it wasn't society that did it.
Far.
Dude, I've never grabbed a fucking woman, and I don't like
saying
being
anybody.
accused of that
I'm not saying
shit.
anybody in the crowd in the room has. I'm just saying I don't know that most men treat women with respect.
Well, I think that's more societal, a societal wave and an upbringing that taught this behavior. But it's like Hollywood's just going, oh, fuck. They, like a year and a half ago, they learned, like, oh, my God, women are human. Holy shit, why didn't you tell us? We would have stopped using them as bowling balls years ago. Fuck, they're not just meant to be laughed at and fucked? Really? Oh, cool. So now we've all been enlightened in Hollywood, and now they're going to preach, once again, take their problem and preach to all of us. And that's where the Me Too thing irks me, because I feel like, you know what, clean up your own mess. You got this shit going on there. Clean up. You have the power and money to do that. The poor girl is a waitress trying to put food on her table as a single mom for her 2-year-old that doesn't have the luxury of $20 million in the bank to make a difference. She's making $8 an hour and struggling to get by, and has to put up with a gross manager grabbing her ass.
The hashtag will solve that,
Dude,
Mike.
no, it won't.
I think it will.
And so
I'm optimistic.
I'm more worried about that girl than someone in Hollywood who went to a casting couch. Sorry.
Yeah, but to an extent, they definitely change. They mold society. They mold how people think and view each other,
They need
and
to
how
stop.
So, to the extent they can speak out against that, I don't really see a problem other than it being annoying to you or whatever. I just don't see a practical problem with it.
Well, it's just
I think it's a good thing if people are sending messages.
And I totally agree with that, Jay. I really do. It's just the kind of condescending nature of it, like grouping all men. I just don't like that feeling. Like, dude,
Yeah, but
some
can
of us
you
are not
get
assholes.
past that feeling and maybe
Maybe it's
know
'cause
that
Hollywood's
there's
saying
an
it.
altruistic purpose here?
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's more
If you could feel bad and annoyed for a little bit, is that worth it? If people can start to change their views,
Yes, you're right, and maybe it requires Hollywood because, unfortunately,
that's who everybody looks to, right?
ooh, Kim Kardashian. Ooh,
I know.
I look at them now and I'm just like, I don't even want to be in a room with them. With a lot of them.
You know what? I'm always surprised at how awkward and clumsy a lot of these presenters can be, and it struck me with that Ashley Judd and what was her Selma Hayek. These are professionals,
Dude.
These are women who this is what they do, man.
Yeah.
They're not middle managers at Kroger. They get up in front of people and they present shit. They
There are always
portray
awkward
shit on-
moments, dude. It's almost never seamless. They always never seem to know exactly who's supposed to say
crazy.
first.
Doesn't that kill you?
It's
You're fucking paid millions to do this, and you're up there acting nervous and shit.
yeah. Hi, tonight we are here to present Best Dressed
I
in
know.
a Feature Film. It's like, dude, you would think those guys would get up there and just be able to ham it up.
Well, and there are like Jennifer Garner is great. Did you see her
Yeah,
present? I mean,
sure.
she's just fucking pro.
Some of them are. And Chappelle, these guys that are used to being ad-libbing on a stage. Chappelle's
I
always
wanted
going to
more
be.
from Chappelle.
I know.
I'm like, yes, Chappelle's on stage.
I love just seeing him walk on stage. I'm just thinking, hey, man.
Damn,
man. Yeah, they're great, though. They're just natural performers. And Kimmel's good with that. I mean, talk show hosts, those guys are
Yeah,
good.
Kimmel's real smooth.
But if I see one more plastic fucking starlet who can barely walk in her fucking dress
I
and
know.
heels walk out there and just like, no, you go. No, I'll go. Oh, okay. So
Like, they did look at
we're
this before,
here to
right?
present Best Dressed in a Feature Animated Short Series. And then some idiot comes in. The nominees are. And they'll turn around. It's like, what are you, retarded?
I know, it's unreal.
I've
isn't
seen
it?
fourth graders with more stage presence.
Right? Dude, here's another thing. In memoriam, I love Vedder, right? I love how he got up there
That
and
was
did
great.
the TP thing. That
The
was
song
really
was
cool,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Top of the world.
Yeah. It's very good.
Top of the world tonight. It was
Yeah.
good. But how fucking, I don't know, pedestrian was that list of people, man?
I didn't recognize but two names on there.
know.
And I think what they did, I think they took the crowd applause out for the first time.
Well, I wonder if they directed them, like, specifically, like, big signs, do not applaud till the end. Because I noticed that, too. Because usually
It was
the actors
weird.
get the applause and everybody
Yeah.
else just shirked.
It's going to be the young guy that died. It's going to be Philip Seymour Hoffman. Ah! And then it's like all these other people. And
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he's 90. He should have died. Fuck him.
Didn't Doug Kirkless die, or am I imagining that? Or was that
Dude.
was that pile of flesh that got pushed out on the Globe and
It was
Golden
still alive.
Globes?
No, that was still
and
alive.
That was, wow, man.
Yes,
I thought
yes.
Maybe that was a Muppet or something.
Right, Dad. Yeah,
that's
Dad.
right. He's still alive.
Yeah. No, what they did, though, is they took conservative people that died and just left them off the list.
Really?
Yeah, there were two names in specific that people are fucking outraged. Adam West, dude. How do you leave Adam West
Is he a
off
movie actor, though?
that? But, dude, I know you've said that before. And who was the other one? Google or Bing, excuse me. Bing names left off them in memoriam 2018. And it should say Adam West, and there was another one that you'll know. And it's like, oh, real cute. You leave it. I think Adam West has done enough in Hollywood
Really? I don't know. Other than Batman, I have no idea what he's done.
I'm trying to think of movies he would have been in, but
Plus, Batman was viewed as the most campy piece of shit TV show
Glenn
ever.
Campbell?
You know? Oh, Glenn Campbell. There you go.
Yeah, Glenn Campbell left off too.
Yeah.
Another famous, right-wing voice or whatever that people are like, oh, nice. What were you gonna say? E?
I don't know if you were going off to ask us, because I was gonna say the thing that I think you get. Jay's right. You always get on the free speech. I hate that it's made me do this, but I find myself now, like, when jokes are said, I'm like, well, why is that funny? Well, why? No, but it's like I start thinking, like, why? Well, it's.
I don't blame you for that.
It's like
dude.
it's like
breaking it down.
What's her name? She was on Speed, I think, or I can't think of the actress name, but she had a thing where she.
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock, and
yeah.
she's like, turn the lights
Gross,
down
by
until
the
I'm
way.
39 or something, and which is I actually think
It's
it's
not
fine.
bad. It's a
I don't
funny
think it's
joke.
bad either. But my point is, if we're led to believe everything they're saying is true,
They
well,
should
why
be
would it matter?
accepted as is.
Why would it matter if she's 40? And I thought Kimmel made a joke one time about the dude in the doing the music in the
In the pit,
in the
yeah,
pit.
the-
and
Oh,
he
he
kinda-
lives down in that pit?
Yeah, and if you
He was
notice-
a black guy, dude. You can't say that.
I know.
Oh
right?
my God, he was
I
a black
gasped.
guy.
Did you
I
hear
was
that?
gasped.
Did you hear it?
down
There
in the
was
pit.
people gasping.
Were there?
Yeah,
I gasped
dude,
right along
they
with
should
them.
have. I mean, to reference a black man being stuck living in a
Yeah,
pit
he did.
beneath the stage, unable to
Definitely did.
leave.
Almost
that was-
ogre-like, troll-like.
I mean, was he chained down there? Is that what you're saying?
I know, and it's funny because if you were to go back to that, I'm not saying that there weren't some people that laughed, but you could hear
Groans,
kind
huh?
of a
Audible groans.
And it's like, give me a fucking break, as if it's a black guy
But
doing
that's,
this.
that's the logical extension, right? If you're
Yeah.
gonna be so fucking PC, you gotta tread carefully, and comedy's out the window.
And so that's my point. Like,
Well, that's
even
I do
them-
the same thing as you, E.
I'm like,
Find myself
Well, why is that funny?
judging jokes like, oh, that wouldn't be funny if someone else said that using another name. That would not
Like,
be
I'm
allowed.
not offended by it. Just like the Days In, I wasn't. I thought I know what they were going for there, and who gives a shit? But the reality is, why is that okay? Like you said earlier.
Did you guys get into? There were a lot of commercials and lots of packages, campaign packages. Showing off women's strengths, and they had the celebrating 90 years in film, and they had the package where women were scolding men.
Oh, I didn't see
one
that.
where it was
No.
like, "Don't you say another word to me. You will not like how this ends." People are like, "Yes, yeah," and I'm thinking, what? With him punching you in the face?
Oh,
what?
Mike.
What is? What do you mean? Like you can say anything you want to him, but if push really came to shove, he could knock your fucking head off. And don't you forget that, lady. I'm not saying you should do that ever. Do not knock her head off ever. The commercial, my favorite, I think, was hashtag Here We Are. It's a new one. We've got Time's Up. We've got Me Too. Oscar's So White. We've got lots of cool ones, but hashtag Here We Are is a new campaign I think that is just
I'm
launching.
unfamiliar. Please advise.
Well, it's a women rule campaign, and to show that women rule, and they're talking about how women are taking us to new planets and heights and stuff like that. And I'm just like, cool, like great. Like how about you do that? How about you land on a new planet and then you make the propaganda commercial?
That'd be awesome.
Fuck yeah, it would. I mean, men have already done that, gone to other planets. But what? I mean, is the moon a
Have they,
planet?
Mike?
Well, is the moon a planet?
Are they really? Did I miss something? Heard about the moon landing, but
Is that a?
I think this is it. Here we are now.
Yeah, let's see. Turn the volume on to eat.
what?
I heard a woman becomes herself the first time she speaks without permission.
Yeah.
Then every word out her mouth a riot.
Out her mouth.
Say beautiful. And
Spoken
point
word,
to the
Mike.
map
Give him
of
a-
your body.
Give him or her a break,
Say
whatever.
brave. And wear your skin
Give it a
like a
break.
gown or a suit. Say hero. And cast yourself in the lead
They could have
role.
got hotter chicks.
When a girl pronounces her own name, there is glory. When
Really?
a woman tells her own story, she lives forever.
That's not
If
true.
this poem
Not even
is
close.
the only thing that survives me, tell them this is how I happened. Tell them I built me a throne. Tell them when we discovered life on another planet,
Yeah.
it was a woman.
No,
And she
that's
built
not
a
true.
bridge,
No.
not a border.
What does that mean?
This is how you make history.
I
This is how you create.
I have zero problem with this stuff. Like
Yeah.
they're American women. Like empower each other. Whatever. I mean, that doesn't
Yeah.
affect me directly. Like other than being okay, that's a little much. Like okay, barf. But as long as they're not like pushing an anti-American agenda, I just don't. That doesn't bother me in the slightest.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong in feeling. Maybe I'm too sensitive, and I feel like.
Why do you feel so defensive?
But it's
man?
anti-man, is what you're saying. That man stinks. Like we screwed
Correspondingly,
everything up.
yes, a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. All right. Well, you can jump on the. I'll get you a hashtag Here We Are
It
T-shirt.
just doesn't bother me at all. I don't know.
We had some brown guy win, and he.
Thank God,
Dude.
because Oscars were so white.
I
They
know
took
they
care of
were.
that, didn't they? Holy shit, man.
Dude, this guy, I felt so bad for. He had the dumbest looking suit on. Like he worked really hard to look like an asshole, and he was very very brown, and he was up there, and he's got his speech ready, and he worked this out in the mirror, and he knows he's got the line that is gonna just bring the room to a standstill. Everyone will leap. They will ovate while standing for minutes on end at what he's about to say. And it's all in the delivery, man. It's like you said, like a comic knows when to lay the punchline down and then wait those horrible couple seconds while the crowd gets it and reacts.
Let it marinate.
It's got to marinate. And anybody that stage performed or microphone performed understands this, and this gentleman fucked it up. This poor brown man. He got up there and he said he claimed that in the afterlife.
Wait, who is this?
I can't remember his name.
He's
I just
winning
wrote
some bullshit
some brown
choreography
guy.
shit
Yeah.
or something.
I think he was presenting.
Okay.
He had a blue suit of some sort on with white, very white.
I did not see that guy.
Yeah, he was very, very brown, like I said, and I think he
Well,
was
that's
going to
good.
announce.
That's
oh
good.
yeah,
Generally,
yeah.
very good.
But he says that in the afterlife there are no walls, and then he immediately starts going on to his next thought, and it was like, dude. What he was saying is
for a
that,
second.
that in heaven or afterlife, we don't want to say heaven because that, you know.
The
some
wall.
people-
I mean, that's an overt Trump reference. Like, let it hit, man.
Yeah. If he would have delivered that and you know, and as we know, in the afterlife, there are no walls.
And let that tidal wave
Just fucking
Comment.
yes!
Walls, got it! I got it!
Yes!
No walls! You're brown!
Fake lines in the sand, we're all one! Let that sit, but he jumped on his own fucking ending, and I felt so bad for him because I could only picture him sobbing backstage because he'd rehearsed in front of the mirror for weeks.
That poor citizen of the world.
Yeah. By the way, I hope there are walls in the afterlife. I really, really do.
Keep
I don't
the
mean
bad guys out. I want to be
Well,
in the good part, right?
I feel like there are, like, I just feel like personally, I'm not going to get along very well with someone from like 420 AD. You know what I mean? Like, our differences. and
Different values, perhaps.
Yes. Like, I don't want to see that guy fucking dragging his wife back to the cave up in
Yeah.
heaven and just going, dude, this is so fucked.
That guy doesn't
Why-
know you're a woke bae.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't want to be standing out there, you know, open my window each morning, bonjour, and see, oh, there's Carl dragging he's got club in hand, dragging
Yep.
his fucking bitch back to the. Does no one have a problem with this? And everyone's like, dude, he's from 420 AD. This is the way he grew up.
So what's reasonable? Wall it off by century?
Yes. Or something. I don't know. I don't want to be with Syrian refugees. I'm sorry. I just feel like we have a ton in common.
What a bunch of American
I
dudes.
just want to just be like me and like be with my bros and stuff.
I don't know. In the end, the Oscars, it's just such snobbery in that the whole thing, the context of it are these movies that not a lot of people see. You know what I mean? I looked at the list and I'm like, I literally saw two of these movies, and you know, one is The Last Jedi, the other is Beauty and the Beast, and they're only up for like visual effects and production design
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Sound
So I don't
editing.
even have context to what's going on here. I don't
No.
know who half these people are that are getting up accepting these awards.
I don't either. That used to be with music. It was like you hit a certain point, and it's like, man, I'm stuck in 1993. Give me Pearl Jam and get out of here. Like, I don't want the new whatever. But, dude, I agree. Like, these people are up on stage, and part of me wants to go, you know, I understand you think you're really important right now, but, dude, just fast forward 10 years, and, like, 80% of you will not really be known.
Yeah.
It happens in music, too. Like, if you go back and look at the 1980 Music Awards, there will be 30 bands and artists you've never fucking heard of,
Yeah.
basically. One-hit wonders that went nowhere.
Amadeus, Amadeus.
Rock me, Amadeus, Amadeus, Amadeus. And then there will be Bruce Springsteen and Tom Petty thrown
Yeah.
in the mix for good measure. And it's like, you're going to be broke in no time, and no one's going to care.
Yeah,
so
you're the flavor. You're the sprinkles on top
Yes.
of the cupcake.
be like Bruno Mars. Just go up there, be thankful for the music and thankful for your fans. Don't make a statement, you know.
Couple final thoughts on the Oscars.
Yes, I got a couple as well.
Matthew McConaughey has an enormous head and is way shorter than I thought he was. Because that guy, either that or the guy who accepted the award from him is fucking tall, man.
Who accepted the award?
Some production dude. I
Brown
don't know.
guy?
No, he's like a film editor or something. Some white dude.
They tend to be tall.
Now, lastly, Nicole Kidman
She needs to be put down, dude. Can we be
stop
done?
her?
What?
Stop!
I thought the same. I'm looking at her. I'm going, this poor skeleton. What are we doing with this? She's hideous.
I thought she hit bottom last year when she was doing that weird seal clap.
Yeah.
But
Those
she
fingers
looks
that
so
were-
bad, dude. She looks so bad. Stop with the surgery. But I will say this. One of the better surgery patients I've seen recently is Mira Sorvino. I thought she looked pretty good, man. I hadn't
Yeah.
seen her for years.
Are you saying she definitely got surgery? Is it possible?
God, yes.
Yeah.
But I thought they did a pretty good job with her.
Dude, I saw Kidman walk out, and I had the exact same thought. Like, oh, that poor woman thinks she's pretty.
I know.
Oh my God, she has
So
no
sad.
idea how sad she looks. And then I saw this morning. They were, they're around
Imagine
Hollywood.
seeing that naked. It's so thin and bony and gross.
I know, and those fingers that are like 19 inches
Her
long,
face looks totally different than her neck.
and it's just so pasty white. It's
tight.
dude. If she walks onto the wrong area of Africa, she's getting her bones taken.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people will make fucking good luck potions out of her bones.
Albino.
Yep.
Albanese.
Dude, they show her limo going down the road, and there's like you know how they have like the TMZ truck? It's like, well, now we're passing so-and-so's house. Check it out. Maybe you'll catch a glimpse of them.
Okay.
And they drive through these tours of Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I guess Access Hollywood has one too. And, dude, I can't think of a more pathetic fucking bus saying you're a fat housewife from Iowa than being on bouncing around Hollywood in a topless Access Hollywood bus looking, well, back in the day, Jack Clancy used to live in this house, see?
Hey,
It's
lady,
like,
from,
oh,
lady
yeah.
from Iowa, you are just as important as that lady living in that
Yes.
fucking Hollywood house. You know what I mean? Like, look, give value to yourself. Why are you giving away this power to these Hollywood assholes?
And every once in a while on these bus trips, they'll see a star. And so fucking, what's her name? Nicole Kidman's limo pulls up next to this. And of course, she rolls down her window and is like,
Graces them.
yes,
with her
hello,
presence.
all. And it's like, oh, it's her. Oh, and she's just like, oh, stop. Just stop. And I'm like, oh, you gross. You're so, if that rolled down the window and I was in that bus, God forbid I will never be on that bus. But if I was, I would look over and go, ah, oh God, roll it up. Roll it up. You're scaring the kids. Holy shit. Allison Janney. Is Allison Janney,
I don't know who that is.
yeah, you shouldn't. Here's the thing, though. She's a white woman.
Mm-hmm.
She won over...
Oh, she won for I, Tanya.
yeah.
Okay.
Dude, she won over an old black, a fat black,
An old black.
and a white lesbo. Yeah.
She must have been really
How
good.
the fuck did you...
I want to see that movie now.
Dude, how do you beat an old black, a fat black, and a white lesbian? That's a lot of win.
trifecta.
She must be really, really good at her craft. Yeah, all I could think was maybe, I don't know, her brother committed suicide a few years ago and she dedicated the award to him. That helps. Not enough to overcome that trifecta. So all I could think was maybe she's a lesbian and I just don't know it.
Could be.
If she's a lesbian and she did exceptional work in I, Tanya, maybe she could bypass the other
The
three
lack of
nominees.
pigmentation in her skin.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Kobe Bryant is a
Dude,
winner.
give me a break.
yeah. People are mad at that too because
Yeah, he's a sexual assaulter, right?
yeah, well, didn't he butt fuck a woman who was fixing his knee or something in Colorado?
No, that was the thing. It was
basically in the end, right? He just cheated.
It was
Or
a
at least-
it was a hotel worker who took him to his suite, and he apparently was having. This is the story from. I think we know people in the know have told us this, Mike.
Yeah.
Story is he takes her to the room. She's cool with fucking, but he tries to put it in her ass.
And I think he successfully put
And
it
at
in her
that
ass,
moment,
too.
she decides, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not down with this, and so she goes to the authorities,
Yep.
and it becomes a big case. He ends
Okay.
up settling.
He did make a quote too.
He has to buy Vanessa a frickin',
Oh,
58
yeah.
the huge.
carat.
Yep.
I think it was yellow. He couldn't even buy just like a diamond-colored diamond. He
She
had to go off
owns
color.
his ass.
Yeah. And I think
He's speaking in Italian and shit now.
Oh,
because of her.
hell yeah. Well, he actually said, too, he's made comment like, after reviewing the case, I know we settled, but after reviewing the case and all the mitigating factors and all the, what do they call that? when they collect evidence. What do they?
A collection of evidence.
Of all the collection of evidence that I saw, they call it something when the other team does it, but whatever. Discovery. Going through the discovery and stuff, I realized as I read all of it and saw her statements that, you know what, she probably did not want my dick in her ass, and for that I'm terribly sorry. And I can see it now that consent, was
It's
not...
hard to understand her with that gag in her mouth,
I'm paraphrasing, obviously. I don't think he said it exactly like that.
No, I thought we heard from some NBA players. That came straight from NBA players that was what actually happened there.
Yeah.
Am I imagining that?
No, I don't think you are. Lastly,
I don't want to disparage the man.
No, Emma Stone was announcing the Best Director and had to just take a shot. She's like, the nominees are 4 Men and Greta Van, blah, blah, blah. And the place is like, yes! Fuck yes! How dare those men!
Do a good job.
Fuck men!
And then,
But then a man won.
Right, he doesn't win.
And then a man won, but he quickly made his way to the stage.
Apologetically won.
People are just, all you hear is, people are hissing
Yeah.
at him as he makes his message. He's like, I am immigrant. I am immigrant.
Yeah, don't forget, I'm from Mexico or some shit.
I am
so-
immigrant, to be very clear.
Not a white man.
Stop hissing. I'm not white. I am fat immigrant. Make that very clear. And then he said something like, we need to erase fake lines drawn in sand. And I was like, no.
Dude, you're doing Syria/Saudi Arabia.
I
Isn't
don't
he
remember
Mexican?
where I
thought he was
know.
Mexican.
He was not like typical Mexican, man. Hey, man, we
All
need
right.
to
Yeah, just
drop
cover
the
your
lines in
bases
the
here.
sand.
Okay.
I thought he said something weird like, I am immigrant. I am immigrant. We need to stop drawing fake lines in sand. No, we don't, dude. No. We need to keep the fake lines we've drawn in the sand. Very, very critical that we do that.
With a big wall on top of that line.
Yeah, huge wall, like 30 foot.
With
No,
barbeldy
no.
wire at the top.
I am immigrant. And then the other one, the guy that won the biggest award of the night, Gary Oldman.
Yeah. Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman. People are pissed at him.
Well, he
For
has
obvious
sexual
reasons.
assault in the background as well.
Is it sexual assault or is it just assault? Because I think what he did was, didn't he choke his ex-wife? And this goes back years because he still had a corded phone. I think he like wrapped a corded phone around and then beat her amongst the head with it.
I don't remember. I could have misspoke, Mike. I hate to disparage the man.
So, and then he was in other trouble because he gave an interview to Playboy and he defended Mel Gibson. That's just a hard.
Wow.
Yeah, he
Anti-Semite, drunk.
he defended. He defended that. And he said, we've all said those things. The policeman who arrested him has never used the word nigger or that fucking Jew.
Oof.
That's a quote from Gary Oldman. Hollywood has become so politically correct that I can no longer call Nancy Pelosi a fucking useless cunt with impunity.
You should just fucking smile and blow me!
Now, that is a statement I like. I like Gary Oldman more now. He declared also in this same article, the reason 12 Years a Slave won for Best Picture is that people were afraid that if they didn't vote for it, they would be considered racist. He later apologized. I don't condone or excuse the words that I used in any context.
It's outmoded.
I don't know why that woman made me say those horrible, hurtful things that I don't mean.
Very cynical view, Gary Oldman.
So, yeah, congratulations to him.
Well, Jordan Peele, man, for best screenplay, right?
Yeah.
For
yeah.
Get Out.
Yep.
My boys really like Get Out.
Did
I
they?
can't totally put,
What is
ton
it
of credence-
about? I don't even know what it's about.
I think it's about a black dude who has a white girlfriend, and the dad acts like he's cool at first, but underneath it all, I thought it was like a horror kind of, like thriller horror kind of thing. Otherwise, I don't know why my boys would see it. That's what they love,
Yeah, they
But
like
they said it was
murder and
really
blood.
cool, It was
It's
like lots
weird.
of twists or some shit.
Seeing like Key and Peele,
Yeah, I know, dude.
Like,
Fucking
it's-
Ajmataj Buckshank just won an Oscar.
dude, and I've seen them even paired. Like there's a what show was I watching where they were playing detectives together in a cop car, and it's like, okay, whoever made this just liked those guys and was like, you're gonna be detectives, but it was like, that's Key and Peele. Why
Yeah.
are Key and Peele in this serious scene right now, in like a serious show? It was like a guest appearance in a serious show, and I can't remember what the fuck it was, but seeing them like that, it's very hard for me. I try to, but
Ajmataj Buckshank and Jack Marius Tech
Dude.
Theratrix.
A.A. Ron, like I that's what I see immediately. His Gary Oldman's wife, ex-wife Danya Florentino, She said that our marriage was a giant car crash, and I think this is bullshit. This goes to her credibility, I think. Tell me if you agree with me. Our marriage was a giant car crash in which demented things happened. I lost my self-esteem. I was broken. I would rather get eaten by a great white shark than go through that marriage again.
Whew. I don't believe that.
Wow. That's brutal.
Yeah.
Lifeless eyes, black eyes like a doll's eyes.
Do you believe her when she says, I would rather get eaten by a great white shark than go through that marriage again?
It's hard to believe.
Yeah, it's very, very hard to believe.
Hey, Zott Ford conducting its amazing Key for Key event. Exchange your current vehicle for a brand new Ford without spending a dime out of pocket. Zott Ford will assist you in terminating the remainder of your loan or your lease, no matter what you owe. This is a straight Key for Key exchange. Give them the keys to your vehicle. They'll give you the keys to a brand new Ford. Plus, Zott Ford will make your first payment. Hurry, this is a limited time event.
Well, it's not just Hollywood who's had enough and, changing things. Have you seen these teachers down in West Virginia
Yeah.
that have been on strike 8 days? Kids haven't had to go to school for 8 days. All 55 counties.
Awesome.
It's kind of dope, isn't it?
Yes.
Where they're like putting their foot down. God bless them. God bless them. I'm tired of reading stories about teachers, spending money out of their own pocket just to buy school supplies. Like, we're not even pretending to give a shit about our students anymore. You know what I mean? Like, we're not even faking it anymore.
They do get summers off, Mike.
I know they do, but still, $45,000 a year.
They get summers off. They work
$45,000 a year?
8 months a year, man.
$45,000 a year.
I understand.
It would be fun. Like, if you could do recess too. If you could be like,
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and slam teachers because I know a lot of them are really good at what they do, and it's not easy, dude. They would drive me fucking crazy. Those kids, I couldn't do it. Right?
no, not a chance.
But
You'd be terrible
the
too.
perks are you get your summers off and you get an agenda, not an agenda, but you get a set lesson plan. And if you're teaching the same year next year, you kind of follow that, and it's not like a bunch of overtime. I'm sorry,
You think they're overpaid? Is what you're saying?
Could be some of them.
I feel bad for the things that we should put real money into. And you see the gobs of money thrown into Washington, New York, and L.A., and that kind of stuff. And it's like, it's just kind of insulting when you see nurses and law enforcement and teachers that just can't really, work hard and deal with horrible shit that they didn't have to deal with 20 years ago.
Well, and that too is when you're not paid well, a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people kind of like go back to that. Well, you know what? I'm being paid shit. So why would I give another hour on this?
Yeah.
I'm going to do the bare minimum because I'm paid shit. So if you give them that carrot and the ability to advance in terms of pay grade, then that can motivate a lot of people. Not everybody, but a lot of people.
And then you get a lot of teachers that get tenured and disenfranchised. They've seen
Sit back and fuck it.
and they don't care. And honestly,
And or they're in the inner city, and we talked to, who did we talk to?
Ed,
The Battle for Room 314 or whatever.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
a good book, man.
a great
If anybody
book.
wants to go back to that and
the
check
interviews
that out.
on our
The interviews on our website under the Interact tab interviews, and the book is up for sale under our TDC bookstore under Help the Show. But that's a really good one, man. Ed Bolin.
Ed Bolin, yes,
And
he's a liberal lion.
Dude,
that was
he goes into this thing thinking, I'm going to change the world. I'm going to change these kids' lives.
dude. He saw himself putting on a do-rag and dancing with black kids on the inner city, like finally breaking through to him.
Totally.
And instead they learned he was gay, and then it was just like, fucking faggot. Like they
You want a
didn't-
dick in your mouth, Mr. Bolin?
Fuck
You know you do.
faggot.
Yeah, and within months, he's just like, fuck, I've got nothing.
Yeah, he took off from like a lucrative career and was like, I'm gonna make a difference, and I'm not gonna do it at some private school like
Yeah.
I went to. I'm gonna go where my talents are really gonna be useful and dive into the inner city. And they're like, yeah, good luck with that.
Did the best he could, and he got nowhere. And he admittedly did, right? And that
Yeah.
was what was cool about that book is he was just open and honest. Like, I got nowhere with these kids. I tried my best. Who knows? Maybe I planted a couple seeds with a couple of them,
But it was like, dude,
but he spoke to larger issues, not just like our school system, but like issues that you mentioned before, the lack of family. How is this kid gonna have a chance? He doesn't have
Yeah.
his dad killed his mom, when he
Yeah.
was 5, and now he's living with his nana who doesn't give a fuck.
or the kid, he's like, when he's talking about these kids, just to get from the shithole apartment they live in through the god awful neighborhood to the school, it's like they're it's a landmine of gangs and gang
And why
activity.
would they want to go to school? They have no hope. They
No.
have nobody in their life that can show them. If you go to school, you get this. No. The opposite is true.
Yeah. They see kids, they see their peers at 13 slinging rock on the corner and getting a car and friends and protection and sweet shoes. Like, what's more important than kick-ass shoes to a 13-year-old? Almost nothing. And so he's like, he was talking about at one point how, you know, this kid, it's like, there's no dad. Fucking, as if. Dad's not a chance dad's there. Fuck that. Mom is working 14 jobs just to try to keep some lights on. He's 10, and he's in charge of getting his 6-year-old and 8-year-old sisters to school, dressed and fed in the morning, then walking through gang-riddled neighborhoods, you know, getting his backpack stolen. He's got outdated materials, no fucking pencils. He comes into class, and if he even tries, he's made fun of by all the other kids as being an Uncle Tom. It's like, this kid's so fucked. He's so fucked.
And around and around they go.
It was a terrible thing. But anyway, going back to the West Virginia teachers, they're, you know, I give them credit. These, you know, getting together as a group and going, we're not taking this.
Didn't they do that when they collectively bargained their contract?
I don't know. Obviously, well, these people don't get any real substantial raises. You know, it's like, the community's broke. It's like, God, I thought all these lotto wins would have bought them a lot of chances for raises over the years, but nope. And what do they want? A 5% raise. They're some of the worst paid teachers in the country, and they want a 5% raise. So the community goes back, and they're having these crash meetings. Oh, what are we going to do? The kids haven't even been in school for 8 days, and these bitches are serious. They're not going to go back to class. And so they're like, all right, we'll give you 4% raise. And they're like, yeah, go fuck yourself. 5 or leave. And we want better health care, too. So like, fuck!
So they're wanting like a $2,000 a year raise.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yep. Yep. And so as of right now, there's almost 300,000 kids not going to class, all 55 counties, and the teachers are standing strong. Kids are standing with them. God bless them.
Do the math, though. Over 55 counties, all those teachers wanting $2,000.
Whew. I think they said that extra 1% would be $13 million for the year, which,
yeah,
that's almost nothing when you talk about taxes being raised in a state. But, you know, whatever. Oklahoma is considered. They're like, we're going to see how this plays out. But these broads might be onto something here. These teachers might need to get in line with them.
Maybe they need better union representation.
Yeah, maybe. Well, they've just been stepped on for so long, and they're not going to take shit anymore. We're not going to take shit. No, we're not going to take shit. They've got Dee Snider marching with them and everything. It's great. Philando Castile.
Yeah.
What an awful story. We've talked about it many, many times.
That was the one that was Facebook Live by his girlfriend.
With the 4-year-old in the backseat.
Yeah.
And the cop shot him 5 times in the car.
He was properly licensed with a concealed gun, told the cop he had it, and he was reaching for his
ID.
license. Yeah, his ID.
And couldn't have been more calm. It wasn't a confrontation with the cop. He's got his window down, and he's like, officer, I want to be very, very clear here. I have a gun on me. And immediately the cop's like, whoosh, don't move! Don't fucking move!
Oh, man.
And it's like, dude, you just ramped that thing up tenfold. Tenfold. And then he's like, he's still calm. He's like, it's in my waistband. I want to get my ID out to prove who I am. And
doing everything right? That's
Yeah.
what you're supposed to do.
And anyway, the cop panics, shoots him 5 times. And
Shots fired!
it's like you said, his girlfriend, I can't remember her ridiculous name, but she's
It's like Diamond or some shit.
Yeah, it was something
Diamond. Or Emerald.
It might have been Diamond, yeah. DIA,
M-O-N-D. But not.
But yeah,
Right?
It was weird. Yeah, it was something weird. So anyway, he
What's E doing while we're just grasping for the name of Philando Calrissian's girlfriend?
yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to find
He's
the
probably
video.
finding like when do curling leagues
No,
start?
I was trying to find the
Fuck,
video.
dude, curling's so fucking badass.
Dude, it's dope, and you know what? I'm good at it too.
I agree
I'm
with
sweet
that.
at throwing rocks on ice. And so, so everyone in the country got to watch as she Facebook lives her fiance, I believe, dying in the car, and he did die. And then, as the story went on for days, you know, we're inclined to give the police the benefit of the doubt in most of these situations. You want to, hey, he was reaching for something, and you go, okay, well, fuck, man, I wasn't there. And when you saw and heard more of the video, it was just like, no, dude, no. But that guy, of course, which would piss off A lot of people in the community and the nation. and
Diamond
rightly
Reynolds,
so.
by the way.
Diamond
And it
Reynolds.
is D-I-A-M-O-N-D.
Yeah, so Geronimo Yanez, he was acquitted on charges of manslaughter and reckless discharge
Yeah,
of a
thank God
firearm.
he was like a, I don't know, Native American Asian dude or something,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, if
'Cause
he'd
that
been
was
a white
right,
guy-
that was right in that pocket of white cops were, wanting to kill people,
Yeah.
stalking black people and all that. So
Dude.
that would have been really, really inflammatory.
Had he just been like Opie white, dude, that could have been endangering for us personally. You know what I mean? Just as white dudes.
Yeah,
I mean, that really could have been the straw that broke the dromedary's back.
because Philando did nothing wrong.
Well, Philando, that school, those kids fucking loved him so much. And it was a cool story. There was a fundraising campaign in honor of him and launched in 2016 called Philando Feeds the Children. And if you remember, a lot of these schools are, they don't want kids to not eat. And so, you're supposed to buy your lunch, but if you don't have money, Philando would literally pull money out of his own wallet and like, yeah, I got you today.
Wow.
And take a tab or something and pay me when you can. And so a lot of these schools are serving like breakfast now for kids to get there early just to get some breakfast in them. Some even doing dinner, providing 3 meals for kids just to get food in them. And so they, the Philando Feeds the Children went live on August 26th, has raised more than $140,000 in online donations. And so they took part of that money and they paid off every single cafeteria debt for all 56 schools in the St. Paul Public Schools District where Castile worked up until his death. So all those kids, there's not a single parent of those 37,000 kids who eat meals at one of those schools that needs to worry about paying that overdue debt.
A cool tribute to
Isn't
Mr.
that very
Calrissian.
cool? He was a nutrition services supervisor at J.J. Hill Montessori.
He was a lunch lady?
No, dude, he was not a lunch lady. He was not
Read
serving
that
meat.
title again.
Dude, he's a nutrition services supervisor.
He's a lunch lady! That son of a bitch!
man! No!
He was a lunch lady,
No,
man!
he's nutrition services manager,
Sure.
supervisor.
Technician.
He was known for his generosity, never hesitating to open his own wallet to buy a kid lunch if the kid didn't have enough money to eat.
That son of a bitch was a lunch lady. I bet he played kickball with him, though.
Hell yeah, he did. He had to probably wear a hairnet, too. And the beard net. He'd have to wear the beard net, right?
Absolutely. We wore beard nuts.
I know.
Just for
It's not,
stubble.
It's not as easy as people would think to just throw in a hair and beard net. So I give him credit for that, too. He was simply a kind and caring person, said Stacy Copen,
Lunch lady.
director of nutrition services.
Head lunch lady.
This fundraiser honoring him couldn't be more perfect. This is what he did. He did so without question or praise. The remaining funds will be used to help more students in the future in hopes of carrying on his spirit. He was known as Mr. Phil. What
That-
up, Mr. Phil?
That's a very nice story.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Yes.
Started working there when he was 19 and then, dies horribly the way he did. It's a terrible story, but I really do hope that they continue that and get outside funds from people around the country and are able to do stuff like that. I love those stories. Every once in a while a teacher will do an online campaign going, I need pencils and paper for my students, please.
I know.
And they raise like $100,000 and it's
So grim.
Those are great stories though, So I hope Philando's name lives on for a long time in that St. Paul area and continues to do that kind of
Well,
work.
with the Han Solo movie coming out in May,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Calrissian name will certainly live on. I think he's a main character in that.
Absolutely. Well,
Played by Donald Glover from E's favorite Atlanta. Is that right?
It's not my favorite, but I like it.
Well, he was really shortchanged in the early, wasn't
Well, he was in Empire in Return.
Philando Calrissian. Yeah. No, I guess I'm confusing with Bobo Fett, who got really fucked,
Fett.
with the worst death ever.
Yeah, the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's take a quick break, and then ICE is just fucking livid with that bitch in Oakland, that
Yeah.
mayor. And we'll get to that story and much more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hey, TDC listeners, it's Kelly from the Hamlin Pubs. I know it's cold outside, but we all know spring is right around the corner, and you know what that means. Tigers opening day, and we've got you covered. For $45, we'll hook you up with food, drinks, transportation to and from the biggest pregame bash party in Detroit. So make sure you call one of your 5 Metro Detroit locations to book your reservation.
go, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
Alrighty. Welcome back to the Detroit Cast, powered by DealsInTheD.com with Mike and Jay. And mentioned going into the break, the Oakland mayor, Libby Schaaf.
Yeah.
Who really pissed off a lot of people when she felt it was her duty to
Moral
warn,
duty.
Yeah, to warn people, illegals in her area, in the Bay Area, that, by the way, ICE has a raid plan this weekend, so just wanted to give you the heads up because she's privy to some of that information. And so they say now that she got over 1,000 furious calls in protest last weekend. And she said, I definitely consider myself part of the resistance, and that did not help. So the ICE agents ended up making 232 arrests that weekend over several days. Said that 800 illegal aliens, though, were able to avoid them because word got out and evaded their arrest due to this warning. The rough tally as of Friday afternoon, the people that loved her decision as far as these voicemails, 153. The ones that hated it, 1,037. So what that says is, for all the wall-to-wall coverage that your media gives a story like this, saying, you know, like as if there's a right and a wrong answer here, you know, and that she made the right decision because she cares about people. It's about people in the community and protecting the community. You've watched CNN, she's a hero. MSNBC, she's a hero. Yeah, well, the rest of the country thinks she's a cunt. That's the truth of the matter.
I thought early on this sanctuary city issue actually polled very high for both Democrats and Republicans. That people, just Americans, were like, yeah, I can see that this is practically a problem.
Yeah, it's
just
very
leaving convicts here and posing dangers to people.
I don't understand the reasoning behind. I really don't. Unless you're talking about like DACA kids, dreamers. You know, there are some kids in college and he's scared to death because his parents dragged him here when he was 1 and he's technically not legal. I get it. I get why students would rally around that kid and his teachers would rally around that kid. But when you're talking about a sanctuary city, what is that going to do? It's just going to, who's going to migrate there? Why wouldn't you? If you were an illegal, why wouldn't you go to Seattle? Why wouldn't you go to San Francisco, Los Angeles, where
it's literally a sanctuary?
Yeah, it's a safe haven for no matter what shit you've done. So you got guys that are deported 4 times, committed felonies, drunk drivings, hit and runs, assaults, and we're just going to let them out of jail and not tell, ICE agents are going, hey, you get a hold of this guy, we need to know, we're desperate to get him the fuck out of here. Yeah, we're just not going to call and tell you that. So we got a couple phone calls. Debbie from Fresno, I do not understand you protecting people who are not American citizens while you were abandoning the American citizens who put you in office.
Well put, Debbie from Fresno.
Why don't you help the homeless instead? Clean up your streets. Our country looks like an impoverished country in many ways.
Looks like a shithole.
Certainly does look like a shithole. By the way, did you see what's her name? I think you mentioned Selma Hayek was talking about an award that she was doing. One, you know, they have all those side wards that aren't really popular enough to be a part of the big shows.
Yep.
And so she was up there and mentioning Trump or what a Nazi he is or some shit. And then she's like, for the first time ever, this award is giving out to.
I'm worried about
blah,
your
blah,
accent
blah, blah.
today.
I don't know what her accent
What's
is.
going on? It's Hispanic, man. I think she's.
Is she Hispanic? Selma Hayek? Yeah, maybe.
I think so.
But she's got a weird Hispanic accent. It's one I've never heard before. Anyway, she was saying that it went to some African country, right? This award for some piece of shit movie. And she's like, and it for the first time ever, this African country wins this award. It is not going to a shithole country because there's no such thing as a shithole country. And I'm like, oh, wow.
Okay. Says Selma Hayek.
That sounds great.
From her ivory tower.
Yeah, that sounds great on a soundbite. But boy, oh boy, I could list like 100 shithole countries off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Places she would not want to be.
Thomas Homan, the acting director of ICE, said the Department of Justice is investigating Schaaf for obstruction of justice. Of course, she vowed, I will go to jail on principle alone, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, good. I hope you do go to jail for that. And I would love to see them hammer these motherfuckers.
Yeah,
honestly, I would.
I'm like Trey Gowdy, Mike. I see multiple sides to issues
Sure.
usually, but this one I just don't, man.
Yeah.
Other than it just being another brick in the wall of their progressivism, and they're trying
Pink
to
Floyd
just,
said that.
and they're just trying to continue this train.
Yeah.
And this is part of it, and it speaks to the Trump is a racist and all that stuff, and it plays into that whole game. I just don't. When you boil down the issue, though, I'm not surprised that Democrats and Republicans agree. People, the real folks, Mike,
Yeah.
the American folks agree.
Few people kind in general.
That this is just ridiculous.
I know. I just never thought I would have seen the day where it's like, wait a minute, we're not having an argument about whether illegal aliens should be able to stay in the country. We're talking about convicted felons and criminals that we're debating now whether or not
we should turn them in.
Whether it's kind as
inhumane
people. Well, I guess humane would still work. If it's inhumane to deport them, it's like, dude, are you kidding me?
Get them out.
Saturday.
Someone write in and tell me what I'm missing on this issue.
I would love to know that too. If one of our liberal lions out there could write us and let us know what it is we're not seeing. I know they say breaking up families, but not my problem, dude. Breaking up families, well, if I went to a country as an illegal, the last thing I would do is fucking risk being deported multiple times because of my illegal activities.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you would just lay low and be thankful to be there, but that's not what they're doing. They're slinging drugs, there's violence and horrible behavior. And if you want to know how this plays out down the road, I'm going to read you a little story here about a middle-aged man, winter coat. He was handing out free tulips in Germany. He's in West Germany. It's International Women's Day, and so he got a little basket of tulips, and he's passing them out. And so the person writing the article is like, he's an unusual figure in Market Square of Marxloh. I don't know if I'm saying that city name right. I wish, God damn it, was still alive. We could ask him.
Yeah.
Marxloh. Marxloh.
God damn it, Marcel.
Marcel! Damn it, Marcel! Give me a beer and a shot.
Derek.
It's a rundown multicultural district where the German tongue is now a rarity.
Oh, man.
Half of the residents in the suburb have foreign roots, many arriving thanks to the border-free EU and German Chancellor Angela Merkel, who offers the world's refugees a place to stay. The outcome of Europe's biggest migration crisis since the Second World War has been disastrous for Marxloh. Many of the new people are jobless, so they're just relying on state benefits. You're just gimmies. And they hang around with nothing to do. A leaked police report says the streets are controlled by drug dealers and robbers who view crime as their leisure activity. Some would do soccer as a leisure activity.
They do crime.
Crime, yeah. I didn't know that was an activity of leisure. Never would have thought that.
Leisure.
As for the Germans who remain, they are frightened to go out after dark, claiming the tram journeys through the area in the evenings are absolutely nightmarish. We have many problems, and none of them are getting better. This is a dangerous place that Ms. Merkel has tried hard to forget. That wasn't until last week when she conceded for the first time that areas like Marxloh have become lawless, no-go areas where locals and even police fear to go.
Wow.
That's per Merkel last week. The no-go admission was a dramatic climb down for the German leader, who has welcomed more than 1 million people into their country in the last 3 years. One guy says, we felt disillusioned. He's a German man. He was drinking Saturday at the Crazy Monkey. Hell yeah, just putting a few pints down at the Crazy Monkey. One of only a couple pubs left in the area because the teetotaling Muslim population doesn't drink, and so they've had most of these places have closed.
Now I got you.
It's no surprise here that people are turning against Merkel. There are many people from different places in the world who want control here. We don't see the police. They stay away from the streets. The only policemen we saw were over 7 hours were two standing outside their office. They were sitting next to a absolutely filled to the rim ashtray and refused to speak to anyone.
That's creative.
So the streets come alive after dark. That's when locals leave the market square dominated by a mega market called Istanbul. That's nice. In Germany.
Not Constantinople.
No. And close to a street of gaudy, just these gaudy wedding dress shops that are hugely popular with the new migrants from Romania and Bulgaria. So they have these garish fucking wedding dresses that they're all into. Loud Arab music floats out into the air from shoddy apartment blocks. It's one of this Marshlow area is one of 40 problem areas cited in the German media as struggling to cope with large concentration of migrants, urban decay, high unemployment, chronic welfare dependency. They've become incubators for anarchy.
Sure.
In an article called Ghetto Report Germany, the respected newspaper Bild, one of my favorite publications in Germany,
It's good.
described those 40 areas, labeled them as parallel societies, no-go areas, and burgeoning ghettos, spiraling levels of violence. So officers have lost control and public order cannot be guaranteed over the long term. There are districts where immigrant gangs are taking over the streets for themselves. Native residents and business people are being intimidated and silenced. Policemen, and especially police women, are particular victims of aggression and high disrespect. Now, this town used to be a place for German families to visit on a sunny Saturday afternoon for shopping, picnics in the park, or coffee and beer in the pavement cafes.
Now you're risking getting fingered for sure.
Oh, no question. If you're 12 years old female, you're getting fingered. Deal with it.
Grass on the infield, play ball.
They did decide one way they could combat this in, I believe, Sweden last summer, because, these kids would go to these big festivals and dance, and then, what do you know, 12 guys are fingering them and stuff. And so they encouraged the girls to wear bracelets, saying that they didn't want to be assaulted. And so they passed out bracelets, and if a girl, want to say, hey, before you start fingering
damn
me,
it, she's got a bracelet on.
look at my fucking wristband, asshole. I said I don't want to be fingered by you.
Somebody got a grant.
Yeah. So not many outsiders visit here now or dare to. The majority of women wear hijabs, and crowds of men in leather jackets gather on street corners to smoke while talking in foreign language and staring at strangers. Pointedly at strangers.
Looking happy, I'm sure.
When the EU's borders were open to East Europeans more than a decade ago, the Romanians and Bulgarians arrived. Then Ms. Merkel's decision to invite Syrian refugees led to many others, often pretending to be genuine refugees from Kurdish areas of the Middle East and Africa.
I like to help minorities.
A report prepared for the regional parliament on the breakdown of law and order has claimed Lebanese gangs in particular refuse to recognize police authority at all. We're not doing that. We're just not doing that. Their members are men between 15 and 25. Nearly 100% of them are wanted or suspected of crimes in the area.
That's really astounding.
2 years ago, Arnold Plickert, a regional chief of Germany's biggest police union, said, when they started this, here's his speech to the constituency. We have a zero-tolerance policy that's being put in place. If someone fails to use their car indicator, listens to loud music, or throws a cigarette butt on the ground, the police will ensure the law is enforced. You have to say whoever comes to Germany needs to follow our rules, and if they don't, you draw a line and you deport them.
Can I get you guys' names?
Powerful, powerful statement 2 years ago.
Some change?
Now,
I don't coach that stuff.
Now you watched Romanian girls of primary school age begging in the streets, boys of 13 and 14 shouting at each other in Arabic as they run across busy roads, threatening and demanding money by banging on the windows of cars slowed down by traffic.
Oh, man.
We need to go to Marshlow.
Bit of a decline there.
What do you say we go to Marshlow?
God damn it, Marcel!
Marcel!
Derek!
Look what they've done to my beautiful city of Marshlow.
He's turning over in his grave right now.
Is.
Poor Uwe.
He's just spinning constantly. He's like a pig on a roast. He's just turning over constantly.
He's a rotisserie
Marshlow!
Uwe.
God damn it, Marshlow! I used to take the boys there for drinks in the park on Saturday afternoons.
Turning over in their grave. Like, it's like the notion that they get so mad that the dead guy in the grave
Can't
is
believe
Marshlow!
just rolling over to his
God damn
grave.
it, Marshall.
Damn it, Marshlow.
Lastly, I got a couple things I want to touch on, Jay. Do you want to do a read there before?
No, go ahead, Mike.
The House of Horror Children.
Yeah,
Remember them with the bobbed haircuts?
absolutely.
7 of the adult ones are still in the hospital.
Well, that's what you say. Children. There were a bunch of adults, man. They range from 8 to 22 years old or something, right?
Yeah, or younger than 8 even. I think one of them was even 29. But I was surprised they stuffed a bunch of them into a couple different foster homes, and then the adult ones are still in the hospital. And they let them out occasionally, and they'll be like, yeah, why don't you go outside and kick a soccer ball? And so they go out there, 29-year-old, kicking a soccer ball, just trying to get it all back together.
Shit. The dad, of course, looks like the Amish kid from Kingpin.
Oh, yeah. Well, these kids, got the surprise of their lives. They got a private concert the other day from, care to guess, who put on a special performance for them.
God, I couldn't even. Yeah, I have no idea.
I was thinking Bruno Mars would be cool, like because they're just starting to get back into music and movies and stuff. Like they didn't, blah blah blah. And so they were met by concert cellist Yo-Yo Ma, who put on a fucking killer show for these kids. Because what 8-year-old doesn't love Yo-Yo Ma? Can we get a
cellist.
sampling of Yo-Yo Ma, world-class cellist?
I don't even know how to spell that, honestly. I'm sorry.
Yoyoma. Yo-Yo Ma.
Is there anything more phonetic than Yo-Yo Ma?
I don't know how to spell it. I don't know.
I mean, how else would you spell Yo-Yo Ma?
I can't even think of another way.
I don't know. I don't.
Y-O-E,
it doesn't
maybe?
matter, I guess. I
Yeah.
think this is him playing right here.
Yo, and then Ma. I don't. There he is. Oh, I love his work.
Now, I do
It's
too.
It's soothing, Mike. I think that's important for these kids.
This is cello suite number 1 in G major, right?
Absolutely it is.
Yes. Now, to me, this is symphonic and gorgeous on many, many levels. However, if I was 8, I
Mike.
might boo him.
Yo-Yo Ma is the little drummer boy in this situation. He's giving what he can offer. He's doing what he can.
Yeah. Break out the wallet then, man. Yo-Yo Ma's made a fortune. It's just gorgeous. The children have been nicknamed the Magnificent 13, and, you know, getting a special treat like Yo-Yo Ma performing for you is just...
Can you imagine these just gaunt kids sitting there with bowl cuts, just staring at Yo-Yo Ma. Just staring.
With Mickey Mouse T-shirts on, or thing
Yeah.
1 through 22.
Hey, Randy, what's he doing?
I don't know. He's playing a giant guitar with a stick. I don't know, man.
He's rubbing it like the cricket's feet.
That is fucking weird. And why ain't his eyes open all the way? What's his name? Yo-Yo what? Ma. Where's Pa? If that's Yo-Yo Ma, where's Yo-Yo Pa?
It's soothing, Mike.
Kid's like, oh, man, I'm fucking... Dude, I am bushed. Like, in the middle of guys, it's just like, man, I'm gonna...
Woo! Quite a day.
It's been a long
Kicking the
day.
soccer ball around.
There he goes, just walking out the room. You just hear Yo-Yo Ma fading out in the background. I'm gonna go catch a nap, guys. Enjoy the... whatever.
The cricket music.
Yeah, enjoy your cricket music. What is that cricket music again? Thing 12. You want to go take a nap with me?
No, it's very nice of Mr. Ma to do. I mean...
It's little drummer boy, Mike. He did what he could.
I know. I'm just thinking, like...
I know. It's,
you know,
it would
get
suck.
Disney on Ice in
It
town.
would fucking suck.
And you've got to be like, oh, no, that's great. Thank you. I had no idea. So, yeah. Anyway, it sounds like they're raising money in this town for them. And They deserve better.
They do.
really do.
Gentlemen,
Douglas!
despite our experience with Douglas the other day
Yes.
and our curling, the fact that we fell a little short, possibly
we didn't.
because of Douglas's actions,
Yeah.
sing it strong, gentlemen.
And then we're gonna find that cheater Doug, and then we're gonna give his ass a best big hug. Doug, Doug, oh, Doug, 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 Doug.
Now's the time to buy or sell your home, Mike. It's spring, it's beautiful, the sun is shining. This is the time. Buying or selling a home can be one of the most stressful times of a person's life, however. But Doug Steinert at Century 21 Campbell wants to make the sale of your old home or the purchase of your dream home as stress-free as possible. So call him at 248-765-1781. Let him and the team at Century 21 Campbell make your real estate transaction dreams a reality. Call 248-765-1781. Douglas wants to hear from you.
Lastly,
And give him shit for screwing up our curling
hell yeah,
match.
but you want him on your team. He's a good cheater as long as you're on his side. I saw a different angle of our basketball shot kid yesterday.
Yeah?
He dribbled twice. He did not fucking
Did he
travel.
really?
Yes. You can't see it because his back's to us. There's another angle that
Dude,
showed he dribbled twice.
I
And
went
then he
home.
lost.
I was so troubled by that.
Yeah.
That, kept me up at night a little bit, Mike. I watched a bit more of the Oscars because I was kept up at night because of
Yeah,
that.
you were irritated off the air.
I was
could tell.
irritated
You
by
were
the
troubled.
fact that the refs missed, 6 travels.
We
but
counted
apparently
6
they
steps.
didn't.
Yes. There is another angle, and someone tweeted it at us, too. I'm surprised you didn't see it. But it's from the other side where you can see him front on. So when he catches the ball, it's like dribble.
Good.
Dribble, one.
Good for him. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So you don't have to feel bad about that. And then lastly, we've seen lots of fights. We've seen weaves ripped off. We've seen We've seen poops used as weapons.
One of my favorite internet videos is the poops who was swung by his leash into another woman.
I mean, it was awesome. I mean, seeing that thing wielded like a weapon, the poops didn't know what was going on, and then he was still being dragged still off the ground as he's being carried away by his necklace. Well, we've got a new one that I want to show you because I know how much you appreciate when people use odd objects as weapons.
I do.
And
one thing I love, Mike, I love when people fall and when people use odd things as weapons. Here we go.
We've got someone spitting in the face.
Yep. Okay. It's not odd. People spit.
Yeah.
It must be something more than that, Mike.
Yep.
She's not spat. She spat.
You want to go?
Oh my God! That's a baby! What? What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
She swung a wee wisp of a child. The assailant used a wee wisp.
Who hands their baby to a... Here, take this. Use that. All right, I'll get you.
What the fuck, man?
The guy tags her in the face.
Now, does this sweet mother who hands her baby off to the assailant, does she expect to join the fray? Is that why she does it?
Maybe. She did look... She was gearing up.
She's like, I didn't hand you my little gypsy kid so that it could be wielded like an axe. Now, in the assailant's defense...
She doesn't go back and grab the kid, though. She's still talking. Now she's like, all right.
Now, the assailant did have the wherewithal to use the child's legs as the main part of the weapon, not her head.
I think it's a terrible move. I mean, this kid is going, what are we doing now? Wait, who's this lady? Wait, what? Why am I upside down?
Oh, man. You think your parents suck? Holy shit.
I know. The worst that would happen is my mom would, like, grab me harshly by the arm and, like, drag me out of a mall or something, you know, for being an asshole.
Break a few wooden spoons on your ass.
The idea that my mom would go into blows with someone and then just be like, come here, you, and use me as the weapon. But I think she made a drastic error because...
Do you think she should have gone head first with the child?
Once you've made the decision that I'm willing to use a wisp of a child as a weapon, all chips are in. Like, if you're making that decision...
You think more damage could have been done by the head?
With a skull than a fucking socked foot.
Oh, man.
And so, dude, if I take a wisp of a child and I in both of his feet, kick you, yeah, that sucks. But if I really get momentum and a 2-year-old skull... Bam!
Yeah.
Dude, that's like a club.
Oh, my teeth are fucked to this day because of Deuce's head.
Yeah. See, you know how much damage a head can do.
Head can do a ton of damage.
Headbutts do tremendous damage.
Oh, here's the swing of the poops.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple assailants. They're going at it on the street, you know.
The poops are like, yeah, get away from my mom. Get away from my mom. My mom?
It's such a direct hit, too.
Okay, put me down now, Mom. Mom. She's running.
Dude, she swung her poops. The back legs of that poops clocked that lady in the head.
Buttocks, and if you remember, that chick went down.
Hindquarter.
Dude, it was ass
It's
and legs.
full hindquarter. Watch.
Boom!
Bam. And there she goes. Yep. Loses her balance.
Mom, put me down now. No. You're choking me now. Don't run across the street with me on a leash, Mom. It's just fantastic.
Fucking people.
That one and Shovel to the Head Girl.
Oh.
I really love Shovel to the Head Girl. Just the sound. Shovels aren't meant to hit heads.
I don't even want to reference Parking It Like a Boss guy because then we're going to get into the weeds in terms of our favorite
Nana
internet
with
videos.
a blob of shit on her
Yeah.
nose. Dude, that
It's a
sits
monkey.
there for 10 seconds.
Dirt-faced monkey. I mean, we could go on and on.
On and on.
How about the fucking tire coming down the road in Brazil?
Oh!
Clobbers that guy.
Greatest video ever. Greatest video ever. Boop out. Boop out. Instantly. He's so unconscious. Boop out. All right, why don't you read a couple emails? And if E happens to stumble across Tire to the Head guy, I mean,
we might
be
have to watch it.
Forced to watch that. He was fine in the end.
He was, and that was, dude.
He was a bit
I
concussed.
honestly, all right, here it is. I honestly wouldn't want to watch this more than once if he had died.
Yeah.
The fact that he was merely
Here
concussed.
it comes.
Here it comes,
Heads up,
dude.
sir.
Here it comes.
Heads up, sir.
Oh! Oh shit!
Oh, it's
Dude,
just
the universe.
right. There's
just-
the tire. Here comes the tire.
yeah.
1, 2, 3, and dead. Dude, there's atoms of space when rubber meets the hair. He is so unconscious.
The universe decided this was happening, and it just, there's no stopping it.
Dude, I look at he bent the tire.
Shit.
Look, I love the guy. I love the tire when you see it coming. It's like he's walking with his daughter. I believe that's his daughter with him.
Yeah. Yep.
And and he's just dead at this point. That tire when it hits the grass and you see the dust,
Yes.
and then grass, dust, and then pavement. And it's like,
holy fuck!
It's not on a direct. Like it would have dislocated a shoulder. It would have fucking done severe knee damage. But to clip dead center, back of the head, and drive ahead into pavement, like tire hit head cement. The fact that poor Chinaman was not killed is a miracle.
Brazilian, but whatever.
Brazilian.
God, you are off on your national origin story.
Sorry.
That's okay.
All right.
Everybody has an off day.
Do we have time for one email?
I do, but I should mention we'll post those videos in our show post. So if you go to DetroitCast.com and look at our show post,
Yeah.
You'll find those.
Are we able to post the doctor's horrible pictures?
Doctor!
By the way?
I'd have to put it on the site somehow, and I don't.
There's a
really
lot
have
of people
time to do that
asking,
right
and
now.
they're pissed at us that we didn't put them in the show.
I don't know how many of those I can share. I know Dr. T said some of them are okay.
I know
but
face shot off you can.
Honestly, dude, I don't want to see them again.
Yeah.
So the notion of me having to go through there and pull those and save them, and I'm not doing that. If somebody else wants to do it, they can.
Yeah,
But
I don't want to do that
literally
either.
don't want to see them again.
Beth
They're
said as
that
long as
fucking
their
gross.
patient's name isn't anywhere on the X-ray or whatever, you should be fine.
I can't bring myself to see that again.
Yeah.
It would be damaging.
No, dude, I'm saying you see like man shoots off face, you right click and share. Like I don't want to open it either. If people want to see it, they're gonna have to come over here. You can open it up. Just start.
I'm not clicking on it.
No, I'm not clicking on it. We'll give you each 5 minutes downstairs. Line forms at the front. You can all come through and click your 5
And
minutes.
go, oh my God!
Oh my God, he's a
Oh my
monster!
God!
Why would they just kill him? Please kill him!
And then leave.
Melissa writes in. And by the way, if you'd like to share your comments with us, definitely are encouraged to do so at email@detroitcast.com. Melissa shared her thoughts from last night's show. Gentlemen, did anybody else catch Big E's Freudian slip? Now, we get a lot of these. Did you know he's gay? You know, he said this or that. He said, dick, and he meant Twinkie, and this and that. Well, she points out a slip that happened last night around the 50-30 mark when discussing acts of heroism in a gas station. E mentions pushing various family members. He starts to say he would not kiss his sister under the bus, but quickly corrects himself and says, push. It seems like all those questions from the MSU questionnaire got E all hot and bothered thinking about his sister. Winky face!
Sure, whatever.
Look, E's on record as having said he'd bang his sister, so this should not be news.
Not true, but
I would say Freudian slip. Like if you said I would not kiss my sister under the bus, I would just go, yeah, you meant push, whatever, and likewise with me.
But when you have the record that my man has,
He set the record, not us.
Right.
He told us, my sister's got a lot of friends, and my sister's the hottest one of her friends.
Yep.
that's not saying. No, never mind. I don't care.
All right.
we'll save the rest for tomorrow, Mike.
Very good. All right. Maybe we'll talk to Martin Starr tomorrow.
Maybe, if you didn't jinx us.
There's no jinxing. Fucking Hollywood people. Damn Martin Starr. But no, they're promoting HBO, of course. The new season 5 is coming up in just a couple of weeks here of Silicon Valley. Looking forward to that. So.
Oh, and by the way, I should mention, thank you to whoever sent us the beehivery stuff. I haven't opened it up all total, but it looks like we have a fucking...
It's game on.
looks like we have, I don't know, the makings of hivery.
All we need is a fucking jar to catch our honey. Because it is on, dude. It is time to make honey. So
Beekeeper suit.
yeah, we'll get some pictures of it and have you don the outfit, see how you look, see how comfortable you are, and then we'll have E try to sting you, see if you can avoid it.
Gross.
All right, everybody, thanks for hanging with us. We'll do it again tomorrow. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.